Oh,
Well, I will say
yeah.
too, Roll20's GM apps for mobile is complete garbage. So it works a lot better on the
Uh,
player end.
yeah, I'm sure you could squeeze by using GM tools. Probably just wouldn't work entirely.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
suck.
can see that being difficult. I mean, it's hard for me to hit anything as a player, let alone, is he trying to do it as
Mm-hmm.
a GM?
All right.
All right. Um. Hmm. Trying to.
Nice art for Beauty, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she turned out better than some of the
She
others
she
I did.
wears it way better.
Funny thing is, like, that was just a sketch that I was working with. I had so many, just like iterations of Miri that I had done, and I was just playing around with that one sketch for a while, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this kind of works. And then when I actually got the color in, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is perfect. So she was not the original design by a long shot.
The cover art is cool though. I like the picture with Tonvar out with the hatch up on the automaton on the cover.
Except we're gonna have to find something to do with Crank, which yeah, we need to talk about that. What do we want to do about Crank? Because we get. I'm not gonna kill him off.
You could go into a
Well, have you heard
somewhere.
any input from Gal on it? Is it something like he's just too busy right now? Is it something that would change?
I have not.
Gonna determine what we need to do with the
I don't think
character.
any of us have heard from Gal in like 2 weeks. He hasn't even been on 11. So,
Hmm.
my thoughts are I'm gonna bench his character, like just put him in the war room and let him help out with that stuff.
Yeah, have him get called off somewhere or something, not kill him off.
Yeah. So, but the two options that we have are we can try and bring somebody else into the game. We got a couple people that have said or expressed interest that they want to play. Or I have a character that I've rolled that I could play for the time being until he comes back.
I guess that's going to be a matter of like how long is he really going to be away? Is it something where it's just not something he can play anymore, or
We just don't know.
Yeah.
yeah?
So
with-
a friend
without
that
the
would be
information,
interested, probably.
Yeah. Without the information, knowing whether he's going to be back or not, I would say you running DPC, you want term until we have that answer would be the better thing, and then yeah, bring. I know that. What are you thinking of?
Yeah, Bob. He's
Yeah.
been on to, do the
Yeah,
other.
I mean, we've been wanting to do a hard game on the side too, just to let him play, but he's an okay fit. But that's just whether or not Gal's going to be back or not.
Yeah. So we'll try and figure out what Gal's gonna do. Obviously I can't write him out right now because he's still kind of integral to this arc. So I'll have to play him for a little bit. But if we don't find out, basically we'll make a final decision at the end of this arc, which is probably going to be for not for another probably 3 weeks anyway. So
Right.
Yeah, so we can work with that. We'll find out what Gal's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best way to handle it if everybody's. Because you can, like you said, you need to run Crank for at least a few more sessions,
yeah,
and then if we still haven't heard anything by then, if you're feeling like giving Gal a couple more weeks to get back to you, run you talking about, or if you've determined that he's not going to be able to come back, then open it up to see if the other people that we want to get in.
yeah. All right. It's probably gonna be a short session tonight anyway, depending on what happens.
Okay.
So,
I break my other leg.
that's up to you.
I do things happen.
Abram is dead set on killing like every player character he's apparently.
Sounds like.
So I say, like, we just need a notebook full of his family, like his entire family tree, and I'm just gonna go down the list.
He's gonna eventually like kill off this entire bloodline.
Well, I mean, dwarves just pop up out of holes anyway, so it's just like one dies, a hole opens up, and one pops out. Like, you just keep going.
Oh,
We
wow.
get to the end of the campaign, and they're gonna be like,
That's
"I'm a list of
racist.
characters to remember," and they're all gonna be.
Yeah.
In memorandum,
Just
the
fucking
entire
cool.
Frostbeard clan.
Just think of how powerful that staff will be.
Oh my god.
It just keeps absorbing druid after.
At some point, he's going to stop being a druid and start being a warlock. He's absorbed so many souls.
Oh man.
I'll be a demigod.
All right. Okay, let's get this thing going then. I'll start a little bit early. Where did I put my stiff?
Still in that stupid cave.
Yep. Okay.
Oh crap! Come on. I got stupid fingers tonight. Okay. Last time, after Flint had a run-in with a large trap deep in the abandoned mines near Seawell, our heroes continued their investigation into the missing weapons. While looking over the massive statue that resembled Crank, a strange woman calling herself Miri appeared coming out of the darkness. Seemingly no threat, the group continued together through the darkness. After upsetting a gnoll date and clashing with a few more seemingly diseased gnolls, our heroes trudged forward as the strange voice and chilling laughter echoed out through the depths of the mines. Okay. I don't even remember what the turn order was, and I hope this... Okay, it's still there. Good. Yeah, so after last time, you guys just kind of moved around through this cave system some more. You came across a few gnolls that seemed to be having dinner around a campfire. A couple of them looked sickly, just like a few of the others did. Flint, you made a friend. The hyena that was... You did. The hyena that was following one of the... Gnoll Beastmasters, you still have animal friendship on it. Spell's still lasting, but you're not quite sure how much longer it has left on there.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Right now it is your turn.
Alright. So me and Buddy gonna move to here. And I'm gonna go ahead and Buddy a morsel.
Okay. He will.
Just remember, animal friendship's 24 hours.
It's true, but you've also been in a cave for quite some time, and you don't know how long that's been.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. I don't know what time. So,
Okay.
go ahead and give him a morsel of food.
All right. Go ahead and roll animal handling for me.
Boom.
19. Oh, that was really good. You kind of take one of the rations out of your pack. You kind of break a small piece off of it. There's a little bit of meat jerky and things that Brig had packed for you guys in your packs. You pull that out and hand it over to your little hyena friend there. He just kind of sniffs at it and just gobbles it out of your hand real quickly. Looks very pleased. He kind of lifts his snout up under your hand and kind of wants you to scratch it a little bit.
I go ahead and scratch his under top of his head and under his chin.
Okay. He likes it very much. Crank is going to go over here. And I'm Let's go play off his sheet.
My thingy. My roll 20 is not showing me my map.
Crank's going to look down at the Knoll corpse that's closest to the fire. He kind of motions to everybody else and says, "This guy doesn't look so good. Anybody else notice anything weird about these things?"
Noticed a lot of them have been looking worse for wear.
Of course, that one doesn't look good too. He was lightning grappled through spikes in a campfire. Yeah. Surprised there's anything left of.
Yeah, Craig looks back down at his feet and notices this thing is just kind of like a pile of organs at this point. It's just like, oh yeah. He doesn't really have facial expressions, but you can almost feel a grimace on his robotic face. Brad.
Is this like a ledge?
Yes. It's a small, like, 5 to 7 foot drop. You can probably vault down it without any checks or anything.
I'm not worried about going down. I'm worried about getting up. Yeah, I guess I'll go here and maybe see if there's anything I can pick up.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Where is
You don't really feel anything weird out of here. You kind of feel the soft glow of the campfire. Feel the dampness in the cave itself, but other than that, you don't really notice anything too out of the ordinary to you anyway.
Okay.
Tombar?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check out the wine rack.
You find some very nice, not extreme vintage wines, but probably good 20-year-old wines in there. These seem to be some of the local vineyards in Brigada. Probably not too far from outside of the main city. It looks like these were actually imported into Zento from more in the middle lands in the country. So a little bit of an oddity, but not too unfamiliar to the area.
How many bottles total?
There are 1d6 worth of bottles there. Hang on.
1d6.
That could be like so many or nothing.
Upon further investigation, you see that a couple of the bottles seem to be leaking a little bit, but you do find 2 that are still sealed very well.
Okay, so there's 2 that are worth keeping.
Yes, 2 bottles of Bergotten Pinot. We started early, thank you very much.
What's that?
We started early.
Like by 2 minutes, technically, but yeah.
I mean, 3, but...
Counted as on time. 2 bottles of wine, and then you would cut out for most of whatever descriptions you were giving for them.
You got 2 bottles of Bergotten Pinot Grigio.
Bergotten is B-U-G. How do you spell?
Burgatan.
Burgat.
Yeah. I'll type it. It's easier.
Ah.
Should probably just start typing these things instead of trying to pronounce them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's still the Pinot.
Yeah.
All right, into the bag of holding you go.
Remind me, you still have the paintings on your back too, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, they're still strapped to the automaton, and luckily he hasn't taken any damage from the rear, so you know.
Which is very good. You pop.
Yeah.
You pop open your saddlebags of holding and kind of toss the bottles in there. Anything else you'd like to do?
For now, is there anything else? So this is what, like, typical Knoll spear rack.
Right.
Nothing on this cart that's like noticeable.
It's a chair that's flipped over.
Oh, it's a chair. That's on its back. Okay, I see that now. These pots, I'm assuming, are just crap.
You don't.
Just to be sure.
Well, you already investigated one area, so.
Yeah, I guess I'll just move over to check those to be sure. So. Okay. Then I'll hold on until my next turn.
Okay. Berna.
Am I still stealth?
Go ahead and roll it again, because I don't remember. I don't think you were. I don't think I stealthed you after combat.
You jerk. Yeah, I'm gonna stealth first. And then move. Hopefully I can stealth.
Yeah, the ground in here is starting to get a little more hard than the kind of muddy dirt that you guys have been coming in through. So your footsteps are able to be heard a little bit more easily. You still kind of try and stick to the shadows as much as possible and just kind of weave through the rocks as best you can. But you are a little bit audible, just not bad. You would have to have really good hearing in order to be able to hear your footsteps.
Is this on the edge right here? Like,
yes, that is considered an edge.
I'm gonna move. Holy crap. Can I move here? I'm not in.
Yes, you can.
I'm just gonna stay here. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation for me. Or perception, I'll say perception. Yeah, roll perception. You hear some voices and laughter. Faint laughter coming down from the open hallway that you're now standing in. Down towards the end of it.
Can I whisper that to Mr. Big Flint right here?
Yeah, you can.
So I whisper it to him so he can...
Alright. And if I can do so with the reaction or whatever type activity, I'll relay it over to Crank and bust down.
Yeah, Crank nods at you. And he leans back to everybody else. Hear more of those voices back down the hallway. Verna thinks she hears them too. not paying attention. Well, it's your turn, Flint. I did skip Miri because I forgot to put Miri in the order. Miri, it's your turn.
Yeah, don't I get off turn?
No, no time for Alec.
It's because I took your old token out. Which means I need to fix your light and all that shit.
Oh, this might be a problem. I can't move my token.
Oh, shit. No, you can't. Okay, now try. Should be able to move it now, I think.
I might not be able to move it because I'm on my fucking phone.
Okay. Where do you want to move then?
Why don't you try logging out of the game and then logging back in?
If I can interact with the token, you can drop it like a normal. I think that just has to do with the phone.
Can you try like tapping on it, then tapping on another square? Maybe that's how you move it. Abram's pinging.
I don't think I can even mark where I want to go. I don't think it's recognized on the.
Crap. Can you can't even ping, can you?
Nope, because that's what I'm trying to do is just ping it so you can move.
Okay, well, just tell me where you want to move and I'll...
Hold on. Let him exit the game and come back.
Yeah, I mean, you can try that, but I think it's just because Roll20 is not very mobile friendly. Not gonna ask why my drink had a hair on it. Shit! Biscuits! Damn it! Well, great. I'm covered in Coke.
Okay, so I'm in front of where my.
The drink or
Yeah, I mean, did you just like spill a bag of blow, or are we talking about soda here?
Sorry, soda. I'm from Alabama. There.
Front of the. Like in front of where she is towards the water.
There. Okay. Are you trying to be sneaky at all, or...
She's kind of just walking willy-nilly. She's kind of on a mission.
Okay.
Willy damn nilly.
All right, you hear some more of that laughter and speech coming from in front of you. The water, you look in front of you.
Deep.
The water in front of you is not very deep. You could walk through it easily. It probably wouldn't even be considered difficult terrain. It's so shallow. It's probably just, it just looks like this is where a little bit of, probably some of the rain from outside has kind of dripped in through the cave and just kind of pulled up in the floor here.
So, can I see anything from where I am?
You do see some glowing deep down in the cavern. It looks like there might be a fire. Probably about 80 to 100 feet in front of you.
Okay, well, I'm going to relay that information back. Yo, guys, there's a fire over here.
Okay. Everybody relays it back down the chain. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Since I do see that there is something down there, I'm going to try to be a little more stealthy.
Okay. Flint, it's your turn.
Alright. Right over to here. Slowly.
Okay.
Possibly. Let's see. I am going to do a check on the water to see if it's poisonous.
That'd be nature check, actually.
Nature check. Got it. Nature check. Take that.
It's water.
Take a nat 20.
It's
It is
water. It is definitely water.
All right. Reach down with my hand, scoop some water up, and give it to Buddy.
Okay.
See
Roll
if he drinks it.
roll another animal handling check real quick. Yeah, he kind of sniffs it a little bit and then just laps it up out of your hands. Seems to like it. Seems to appreciate having the little drink. Seems to kind of like sticking around you now because you give him things.
Nice.
As you do this, though, as you're kind of splashing around in the water, you do hear coming from closer towards you now. I say, that did sound like someone splashing in the water earlier.
And I quietly let them know I hear the voices also. Hand signals or what.
I totally forgot he sounded like some uppity dude.
But he just kind of giggles behind you. He seems to recognize the voice, actually.
That's it.
Okay, Crank does not believe in stealth. Crank is going to come right up in here.
In the middle of the pond?
It's not very deep water. It's probably only about 2 inches deep.
It's more like a large puddle instead of a pond.
Yep.
Yeah, but there could have been a trap there.
But it's
Exactly.
I don't know what the smoke over here is either. Oh, that's fire. Okay.
Yeah, Crank kind of pushes past all of you who've been sneaking up to this puddle, and he just stomps through it after he sees that you guys are kind of messing through it. He walks up to the front, and he looks up over this ledge, and he sees what looks to be 4 gnolls Two of them look kind of sickly, but they have instruments and they're just kind of drumming around a large brazier. There's another one behind them in a robe, and then this massive gnoll who seems to be covered in like boils and just very disgusting looking sores all over his body. He has a giant sword over his shoulder. They're surrounded by gold and bottles and things. You see various crates and stuff all over the place. He looks up at them and he calls out and he says, "Hey! Are you the ones that have been taking stuff around here?" The drumming stops from the other two gnolls as they kind of look over at him and just giggle. And the big guy stands up, looming over this fire. Probably about Crank's size, but it's still pretty big for a gnoll. He just peers down at him and says, "Well, well, my good sir, what brings you into my cavern?" He seems to have a tick to his face anytime he talks. He kind of tries smiling, but it doesn't work.
Who's talking? The big gnoll?
The big gnoll, yeah.
What?
Crank just looks up at him and says, "We're looking for a shipment of weapons that came through here." And the big guy just looks back at him and says, "I have no idea what you're talking about. Now, if you would kindly please remove yourself from my premises, and we can all go about our days." Brad, it's your turn.
This is a very reasonable no.
Just gonna move there.
Okay. I will say at
You
this.
can take a defensive position.
I will say at this point, if everybody wants to just kind of go ahead and move into position, we'll reroll initiative if it gets to that point. So if you all just kind of want to move where you want to be.
Okay.
Can you move me out to stand next to Crank?
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
But I'm in a defensive stance, okay?
Okay. Yeah, you've taken a dodge action, so
Me and Buddy are good right here.
okay. Wait, where did Verna go?
Behind the blind man.
Take the same square as...
Oh, you're taking up the same square. Okay.
Right.
So we've been
Fucking
Lost
halflings.
her.
Keep forgetting that. All right. This Knoll, whose Knoll posse is just sitting here silhouetted by this flame. He said he sees the rest of you show up. "Oh my! It appears you've brought more friends. And tell me, what gives you the right to enter into the lair of the blood sneeze?"
The what now?
The blood sneeze.
Let's sneeze.
Gesundheit?
Don't think we haven't heard what you've been doing through our caverns. I'm sure quite a few of my kin lay slaughtered in your footsteps. This does not please me very much. He kind of puts his fingers together and, does the little tap, tap, tap. Yeah.
The pyramiding your fingers thing? Oh, Jules.
I shall give you all one chance to explain yourselves before things might get violent.
Where are we at in the order?
Verna, if you want to intimidate, you're gonna have to come out of stealth.
Just let me go.
Never mind.
Okay, Mary, what do you want to do?
One sec.
Okay. Enthralling performance. Perform for at least 1 minute. Attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, reciting a poem, or dancing. At the end of the performance, choose a number of humanoids within who have listened to all of it. And up to a number equal to a charisma modifier. Each target must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or be charmed. While charmed, the target idolizes you. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start singing.
Was she a singer or a dancer?
Do what?
Was she a singer or a dancer?
She was both.
Just a performer.
She's just like a general performer. She doesn't play any instruments though.
Okay.
So who's the target?
Target.
I'm assuming all of the gnolls.
All of the notes.
He actually gets to pick. She actually gets to pick the targets, so you guys don't have to worry about trying to save against it. So you all see Mary kind of step up in front of you. She kind of pushes Crank out of the side. You don't know anything about this mysterious woman, but she walks forward and presents herself and starts to sing in front of this large gnoll and his very sickly-looking friends. They do have a thing here. Oh, god damn. Alright. So all three of the other gnolls start clapping their hands, just very... They're very excited to see this performance. The big guy, though, he kind of looks down. He seems impressed, but not overly. He looks down at Miri and just says, "Ah, my, good show. I haven't seen any kind of performance like that in quite some time."
So I guess everybody except for him.
Yep.
Shit.
So it charmed 3 targets?
It charmed all three of them. So they weren't hurting Miri.
So it charmed this one, and this one?
Yes.
Okay.
They will not hurt Miri. They think she's amazing.
Well, I'm gonna call out to them and ask if they.
The three of them kind of look at each other, just and they point down to where you guys are and over to the corner. As you look over, you see several crates, one long box, kind of over to the right hand side, and you see the glint of metal peeking out from inside.
See the what now?
You see metal peeking out from inside of this box.
Oh, looks like we found the weapons.
Oh, those weapons! Yes, I was saving them for a rainy day. Figured somebody might try and buy them.
I think it might be best if you just.
I would, except they're one of my trophies now, and I very much like them exactly where they are.
Oh, I'm sure you do, but I'm also sure you like your head where it is as well.
I say, are you threatening me, young lady?
She's gonna smile and giggle and say, "I've never threatened a soul."
He likes participation trophies.
Uh, can I do it in a way that sarcastically attempt to intimidate them?
You can persuade. Yeah.
Okay, let me persuade them.
Now, the others are susceptible to your persuasions, but he's not at advantage, so. You are fucking lucky. I do not appreciate a band of brigands showing themselves into my caverns, killing off my kinsmen, and asking so much of my hoard. However, my friends here seem to enjoy you quite a bit. The others just kind of they're all shaking their heads. I could depart with one crate, maybe.
So, do we know how many be there? Like, I'm sorry.
They don't know. All that you were told was that there was a shipment of weapons that was supposed to be coming down this direction from Doveport.
Yeah, but how many crates are like there?
How many can I?
There's 2 or 3 crates that are in that corner. He will let you do an investigation to look over the crates and see which one you want.
Well, guys, we could walk out of here with some of the weapons without a fight and get your friend over there the help he needs. We could continue to go down this other path of corpses. That's to all the guys with me.
I tell you what, look over the crates, see what you want to grab. If I don't like what I see, however, well, we'll just see what happens. As he says this, one of the boils on the side of his face pops. And he kind of twitches again as that happens. A little bit of pain, but nothing too serious, it feels like.
So what do you guys say? Nobody gonna respond?
I'd say we take all the crates.
I don't know why we're discussing things with choose the first.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They've obviously killed bandits to take over the cave to begin with. We were told there was bandits here. Humans.
I don't
Sent
know
here to
how
do a
much more
job.
Exposure I want to be a part of. And I mean, one crate of weapons would probably arm what's left of that.
As for those bandits,
It's up to you guys.
I believe you should be thanking us, if I understand correctly. They were quite a problem for your guardsmen. You are from the city, aren't you?
No.
I'll tell you where. Tell me where.
We are the Great Blood Sneeze tribe. We hail from the northern Begotten continent.
What are y'all doing way down here? Y'all ain't supposed to be down here.
No. Unfortunately, food supplies have been running scarce to the north. Closer you get to Olnaseran, there seem to be some creatures that have overtaken the area. We don't quite know what they are. As we moved closer to the area that your people believe called Doveport, we started noticing strange things. Animals who have their skin completely sloughed off. People who just seem to be walking about with no purpose other than to feed.
In Dubport?
Yes. Many of the other Knoll tribes in the area appear to have fallen to the same fate, and I am afraid that we may be not far behind.
Idea what this disease is?
I have no idea. All I know is since I have moved my clan down this far, I seem to be thinking much more clearly than normal. It's quite been an enlightening experience, I must say.
When did all this start?
I would say probably a moon ago.
Dun dun dun. Another mystery. Alright. Tell you what. How about this? You give us all the crates. We'll go. We'll think. I'll talk to fellow mates here. We'll take a look at your at trying to find a cure for y'all, so you can move back home.
Pardon me, sir, but that was not the deal. He grabs his blade and kind of rests his hands on it. The deal was one crate or nothing. You've already slaughtered many of my kinsmen. You're lucky I'm letting you leave here alive.
You're lucky that we're letting you leave alive, or stay alive. Don't think you're in the position to make threats that you think you are.
I don't believe you are, Mr. Metal Thing. What are you? And anyway, you so boldly walk into my lair and make such demands of Theodore Ripsnarl Bloodsneeze.
Gesundheit.
I do not know this language you speak of. I will give you one more chance. Look over your crates, select your spoils, and leave immediately.
Is there any chance of trying to persuade him again?
Not from you.
Well, anybody else?
Whose turn is it anyway?
We're not in anything at the
We're
moment.
not in any kind of turn order right now. They've already dealt with the bandits. We deal with them. There's no more threat.
Verta, you look out from behind. Verta, you look out from behind a rock. Damn, you smell it! Give us our shit!
Brutally. Check.
I lean
Oh,
over
I
to
have a rock
Buddy.
now?
I lean over to Buddy and I say, "Hey, watch this, buddy."
Even worse.
Can I look over to Crank and be like, how about you try to be a little more intimidating instead of being a damn statue?
Because I don't want to play this character, that's why!
I'm just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just saying. Just try something. Flex one of those metal muscles. Just
What is up with these low rolls tonight?
Crank is more of the after the negotiations have failed plan.
Okay. There you go.
All right, I'm gonna say with the intimidation help from everybody, we'll give Crank advantage. Okay.
Hooray.
As I said, I do not appreciate being talked to this way in my own sanctum. I gave you an opportunity. Now please, take it and leave. He'll let you get one more crate.
I don't know how many's there.
There's 3.
All or nothing.
I
Can't
mean,
have
I still
armed
say we just
gnolls.
kill the. We just kill them and take all the gold and all the weapons and everything. Why
Yeah,
do
we can't have armed gnolls.
Yeah.
Crank flips out his arm blade, points it up to where Theodore's standing. You're a hazard no matter where you are. It's quite obvious you're diseased as well, and we can't have whatever that is spreading around here.
You must be.
Do I have any oils I can throw at them?
Any oils?
Oil, like something flammable?
Unless you have something in your Dungeoneer's pack or something like that.
I'm trying to look. Or does anybody have anything?
Nope, no Greek fire, none of that fun stuff yet.
Shit, can I just...
Cast a spell. I will say everybody has one opportunity to try and do whatever with this situation. Dissonant whispers. Okay. On what?
I'm big boy.
Okay.
Wow, it gives us one opportunity to do something and he goes straight into combat.
I mean, it's kind of
I
where
mean,
we're going anyway.
I'm best negotiating. I've pretty much vetoed all negotiations, so fuck it.
You've all heard these whispers before. You've seen them come out from Jinx whenever he was around. You expected to see his form shift slightly, but this isn't Jinx as far as you know. Nothing happens. You just see a cold stare on this woman's face. And you see fear in the large Knoll's eyes. As he backs away from the flames, he sees something deeper inside of this woman that terrifies him. He curls up into the corner and just kind of clutches his weapon like a doll. I don't know what you you are. Please, just take what you want. Leave. We don't want anything else to do with you. At this point, all of them are disabled.
So we could just kill them, right?
If you try to attack them, they will not be disabled anymore. You can't coup de grace them. But they're not fighting back.
Do we leave them alive then, or do we fight?
I'm alive and still off the cave. They'll die eventually.
Yikes.
Verna, you could do your thing. Pick one to do. Pick one to do your thing on.
The big dude.
one.
The big guy. Okay.
Good.
Roll stealth for me real quick. That'll do it.
If you want me to go behind him, my beautiful thing.
He will not be able to see you in any form right now. So yeah, just
See here.
I'm assuming you're going for an assassinate attack.
Yeah,
Okay.
do everything beautiful to this big.
Okay. Attack with advantage, auto crit. Attack with advantage, auto crit, sneak attack damage, and your poison.
And then my 2d6.
That's going to hit. 2d6 for your sneak attack. And 3d6 for your poison. Okay. Let's see, that is 19.
30. Start.
None of you see the halfling that's with you move through the shadows as she definitely leaps up the small ledge that's in front of you where the brazier is sitting. She sneaks between a couple of the gnolls that are around the campfire and goes over to where Theodore is cowering in the corner. She pulls her sword out that you can see is just dripping with a green substance. As she slowly slides it into his neck. He lets out a howl of pain as the poison starts sizzling into his system. As he does so, he throws you back, Verna. You manage to remove your sword from his neck. He starts grabbing the wound and just looks at you. So that's the way it is, then. All right. Get him, fellas! Roll initiative. Okay. All right, let's see. Verna's got a 25. Let's see. Control U. Verna, where did you go? I'm going to try and use this turn order list so I don't lose things this time. Okay, Verna. And then this guy. And then Miri. And then Tonvar. And then this guy. And then this guy. I forgot to add Crank. We'll go ahead and add him now. Flint. Brad. Theodore goes last because he is feared. Though, does damage break that fear?
Probably. It's not stated. It's something you'd have to look up, I guess.
No, actually it doesn't, so...
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's must use its action to get away as far away from you as possible without going through known dangerous ground.
Right. Unfortunately, it couldn't move too far. So the effect on that is ended now.
Yep.
So, Verna, you had your surprise round, so I guess it's your turn again?
No, sweet lord, I'm gonna attack him again.
Fucking rogues.
I can't. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll.
Okay, roll to hit.
Attack.
That's gonna miss. Yep.
Jesus Christ, was he in full plate?
Yep.
Oh, fuck me.
Nope, that's good to know. Can I disengage and run back to the party?
Yeah. You will. Yeah, you can disengage, but you won't be able to stealth.
That's fine.
Okay.
I know that.
So yeah, you after he knocks you away, your weapon doesn't seem to do anything. Well, it seems to land. You feel like you got a really good hit on him, even though you were expecting him to die, and that didn't happen. As you pull your weapon back out, you do a little flourish and try and stab back at him again, but you realize that he's wearing much heavier armor than you thought he was.
Oh, I just realized we never rolled damage off of the list.
That was the 7, wasn't it? It says.
Oh wait, did it? Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it did have a 7. I forgot. I added that to that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It auto rolled. So, yeah. So yeah, I added that in there too. So yeah, your weapon kind of bounces off, and he looks at you and just. Very nice try, young lady. You'll have to try harder than that. And as you see that, you're just like, I'm outie, and just kind of bolt as fast as you can. You run past his friends who are too confused by what's going on right now to even try and attack you, and you manage to kind of get out of range. Let's see, this guy in the back is going to go over. He's going to walk up behind Theodore and just kind of pat him on the shoulder and say, hey, there. Let's see. Healing touch. Nah, that's not going to do much. He seems to be looking a little better than he was, but not by too much. And then he's going to not do anything else. Just going to sit there. Mary, it's your turn.
Damn it, I'm having troubles with that.
It's all that truck stop sushi you ate.
Okay, can you go into my thing and hit?
Yes, I can.
This is just ridiculous.
Let's see.
I have it on my attack set up like I did the other one too.
Vicious Mockery. Choose a creature you can see. If it can hear you, it must pass a Wisdom saving throw or take 1d4. And we'll have disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its turn. Okay. Wisdom save. Which one are you casting it on?
Big boy.
Big boy. That's gonna fail.
Damn it.
You'll take 3 points of damage. If you would like to insult him.
Yeah. Not really. I failed. Just make up some nonsense. I stumble over my words. You don't belong here. Yeah.
He just kind of looks at you like, "You're right, I don't. Why am I here?" He sits down and kind of contemplates this for a moment. I say, you make a very good point. You wish to do anything else?
Yeah, let me use one of my bardic inspirations on Crank.
Okay, Crank has inspiration. Crank is inspired. As you look at Crank, he's looking a little beat up right now. He's got quite a few dents in his armor, and his clothes are kind of cut up a little bit. He's not looking too great.
Who, Crank?
Yeah.
He just walked through a trap.
He didn't walk through a trap. He's just been kind of doing his job. All right. Is that it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Tombar.
Okay. Going to consume a spell. Store 11 hit points to the automaton. Oops.
Okay.
121. 11. It's almost back to full. We're going to move and attempt a grapple on this null. So, just do an attack roll. Is it a straight grapple? Is a straight attack roll, right? I forgot.
It is your athletics versus their acrobatics if it's a grapple.
Okay. Yep, that was not a very good one. That was the shove. Well, I guess the grapple's the same then. Okay. And I consumed it for the heal, so I can't do the help on this one, but that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Give me just a second here. I lost my place in my book.
Actually, I would have moved up and just set up defensive and dodged for this round since I couldn't do the help.
Okay.
Just to be, and then I'll do that next round. I'll try and grab it.
All right.
See what happens.
All right, we'll recon that. There we go. Okay.
And then that way I can look up the rules for grapple.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure grapple is supposed to be your athletics versus their acrobatics, which I think is the same as the shove.
Look at it while other people are doing stuff, and that'll be my end.
Okay. So you all see you see Tombar's automaton kind of shake a little bit, and then this kind of like light kind of sheens over it, and you see some of the dents and things that were in the armor kind of pop themselves out a little bit. And then he just kind of stomp, clanks up to where the ledge is and kind of puts the big automaton arms up, just ready to take any hits if anything comes forward. Let's see. this knoll that's in front of you, Tonvar, it is going to...
You made a medal! You look weird!
Roll a wisdom save.
For the automaton or for me?
It would be... Automaton can take melee hits, so it would be... And it can't see you, so yeah, it would be the automaton.
Okay.
Wisdom save on the automaton.
Okay. It's a bard. It's a bard. No, what? What's its spell DC?
Let's see. Lower than that. The automaton just kind of stares at it like, okay, sure.
Yeah, your vicious mockery didn't work out so well, huh? Okay.
It's just like, huh? Okay. He just kind of moves back over here. This one pulls out his drum and starts boom, 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 boom. As you feel these vibrations, you feel the vibrations get stronger and stronger, and then you just feel this wave of force slam into your automaton. It's casting Thunderwave.
Thunderwave, yeah. Bardic cast of Thunderwave. Hell yeah.
See. Wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. So, I need you to make a Constitution save with the automaton.
Okay. Con save. Oh.
You said it's a cone?
Cube.
A cube, okay.
Where is it being centered? On the automaton?
And
No.
your con save too?
On the knoll. So, 15 feet from the knoll. Verna... Yes, you need to make a con save, Verna. And so does all of his friends. And... so does Crank. I think. Wait. Hang on. 15. Yeah, Crank does too. And I think Miri might also. Nope, Miri's at 20.
She's 20 feet.
Miri's at 20. Verna is at 20. So Verna's okay. So Crank has to make one. Automaton has to make one. And all of his friends have to make one.
I think Verna is outside, right?
Yeah, Verna's okay. It's just you, Crank, and then the other Knolls. That guy's okay. That guy's not. That guy's okay.
What's the spell DC?
It's a 14. Wait.
For
No. For him, it is a 12.
Okay, so 16 is passed.
Yeah.
For the automaton. If we're ruling that it absorbs it and I don't have to make my own, then yeah, that's good.
Crank. Needs to make con save.
Good.
Okay, Crank passed also. Alright, you take 4 points of damage. As you feel these drums, Crank feels it too. You just fear the thunder. Whoom! And this force just pushes everybody. You and Crank are big and made of metal, so, well, your automaton is anyway. You're able to kind of keep yourself steady as best you can. Actually, that's going to hit you too. That's going to hit Tonvar. That's actually going to hit Tonvar.
Okay, so I'll do a separate roll.
Yeah, because it...
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind making a separate save since it's...
Yeah, and it's a true AoE also, so the automaton can't take the hit for you.
Right, it's not as different. That's a different type of attack.
Yeah, it has to be targeted for it to take the hit.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, yeah, you'll take.
Proficient with Constitution saves as a partial caster.
Yeah, you'll take
concentrate.
You'll take 4 points of that. 4 points of damage to yourself as also. So, the rest of these guys though, they get slammed into the walls. There's some wine racks and things that are kind of behind them. They kind of get pushed into them. We're gonna take a little extra damage from that actually.
So the automaton took partial damage as well. Or?
Yeah, automaton takes partial damage. You take partial damage, and so does Crank. But the rest of them take full. Rest of them take full damage. Right.
4, right?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure I'm recording it properly.
You're gonna take
Sweet.
that. He just fucked his friends up like something awful. That guy's only take half though. So yeah, this wave of force pushes them all into the walls. They fly into like the racks and things that are behind them. There's some more empty wine bottles back there. They break. Some of the gnolls are cut up by them. Theodore kind of gets pushed into a pile of gold and actually is impaled on what looks like the tip of a golden spear. He seems to be, I mean, not looking great considering, but he's still standing. I mean, he doesn't look like he's going down anytime soon for sure. That was not a very smart move on that Knoll's part, and they all stand up and look at him like, "What the fuck, Jerry?" He just kind of,
I was helping. I help. I think.
I'm helping.
It's Crank's turn, and he's going to run up here. So he's already used his action surge. What can Crank do? Okay, Crank is going to take a defensive action, actually. He will hold right there. He jumps up on the ledge, pulls his shield out, and holds it up in front of him. He flips that arm blade out and just kind of holds it at the ready and just stares down all these gnolls. Theodore looks at him and says, "Well, are you going to do anything?" And Crank just says, "No." All right, then. Flint, it's your turn.
You said Theodore's wearing plate armor?
Yeah.
That's too bad. Too bad.
Tell me you're going to do what I think you're going to do.
Too bad.
Doing what I think you're going to.
Somebody's heat metal coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does seem to have a plate breastplate on. No pauldrons, just the breastplate. Oh shit.
Yes.
There.
Too bad.
Hell yeah.
Constitution
That's
saving
what
throw.
I
All right. Okay. Every one of my bosses just...
There's just so many beautiful counters, man. Like, your big bad is not going to stand.
No, and it also doesn't help when they roll nat ones.
Oh, yikes. So he's going to be stuck in the armor for at least a full round or something, right?
Flint, you're sitting there petting your knoll, your knoll, petting your new hyena friend. You just kind of look over at all your comrades who are swarming around these knolls, and you're just like, you see through to the big guy in the back, and you see what he's wearing on. You're just like, I got an idea. You hold your staff up and kind of point it out to him. The amber on the end of it starts glowing red, and so does Theodore's breastplate. As you do this, it starts searing into his flesh. It's stuck to him. All the disease that's around him is just keeping it attached to him as this searing pain is just burning into his body.
$2d8 fire damage for initial damage.
Yep, roll your 2d8. 4.
Wow.
Okay. He's going to take 4 points of fire damage. He can't take it off because of the nat 1. However, because of the nature of heat metal and the fact that he rolled a nat 1, his armor's going down to a 13.
Okay, interesting option for the critical failure.
So his armor actually melts to the point where it's not going to do anything anymore, but he can't take it off. So he's still going to take damage from it, but he's not getting the benefit of it.
Fuck, he's double fucked. And he attack rolls and ability checks until he can get it off.
Yep.
Fuck. Yeah, heat metal is perfect against a large plate mail.
All right, Flint, you want to do anything else?
I'll look over at Buddy and I say, "You like that? You like that?" And no, because it's a concentration spell, I can't do anything else.
Okay. You find a rock, you sit down, and you just kind of hold your staff up.
Yeah.
So
you got bonus action,
just sitting
any
there
bonus
concentrating.
action stuff.
Yep.
I mean, you could move, but
Nah, I'm good.
okay. Yeah, find a rock, sit down, kind of nurse your leg a little bit, and just keep that glowing staff held up over your head.
Yep.
You're just kind of sitting there patting your hyena while all this chaos is going on. Brad, it's your turn.
Explain this thing here.
It's a fire.
Yeah, is it in a basin?
Yes,
What
yeah,
is that?
yeah. It's in a big basin.
How heavy is it?
It would probably be, I want to say about 30 or 40 pounds.
Because I want to kick it.
You could do that.
He wants to run up and kick it on the...
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
This guy's having a horrible...
All right. You can either do a strength check to push it over, or you can do a melee attack to try and kick it over.
I can do a what to kick it?
Yeah, you can do a melee attack to kick it.
Okay. One of these.
That'll do it. You run up, you kind of vault over the shoulders of the two metal men, and then you do this flying kick into the lip of this brazier. As you do so, it kicks ash all over these three gnolls that are sitting in front of you.
Hello.
Hello? Boom. Hot coals go up in this dude's face.
Yeah.
Oh.
You kick coal in every single one of these guys' faces. Shit, let me see what's going on here. Okay. That's now considered difficult terrain because there's hot coals all over the area, in those areas. And they're going to take... Each one of them is going to take 1d8, so roll 1d8 for me.
You say roll 1d8?
1d8, yeah.
Do you want 3 separate rolls or just one roll that you'll apply?
We'll just do one roll and we'll apply to all of them. 5, okay. Yeah, that's good. You kick these coals in their faces. There's coals all over the place now. Some of the wooden racks and things are starting to catch on fire. The gnolls start losing a lot of their hair. Like, they're just burnt to shit right now. They're laughing, but they're also crying at the same time. Theodore, who is in a world of pain right now, just everything is on fire. He doesn't really want to deal with this, but he's got to anyway. In the meantime, his friends are just covered in burns, and they're just sitting in these coals and can't really do anything about it.
Now, can I make my other attack or no?
That would have been a melee attack against one target. So yes, you could take your martial arts attacks against another target.
Okay. So I will target the big guy, and you said that's the weapon attack?
Yes, for your martial art. Because they had effect on your weapon. So yeah.
And that's the big guy.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit. So he's kind of put it. He's trying to get all these coals out of his face. He kind of, and then he realizes his chest is on fire too, and he's just like, and then you come out of nowhere with this nunchuck and just crack, smack him upside the head, and he's just, yeah. You see what looked like very clear realization in his eyes go back to that like stare that gnolls have where they're staring in two different directions. And he looks at you just like, who are you?
Doesn't matter who we are.
What?
This is our plan.
Why me face hurt? Why me on fire?
You knocked the intelligence out of him.
It's just in case. There's that. So.
Yeah. You didn't take anything from it, so.
Yeah. I guess that's all.
Okay. Theodore is he stands up, he just looks over everything, he's like, me not feel so good. I need Tonvor's automaton, Brad, and Crank to all make con saves.
Oh god.
Did you say me too?
Yep.
I guess.
Oh.
Rip.
It's like Brad's about to go line.
Oh.
No, he's about to contract some sort of disease.
Brad, it got in your mouth.
Oh,
Oh no. You vomit. Goodness, no.
Crank got in some of the cracks in his wound, or cracks in his armor, and it's kind of seeping into his actual, like, organic parts. Wait, he's Warforged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not a,
I'll have to remember that.
He's not a cyborg.
I'll have to remember that. Okay, Tomvar, your automaton's going to take half damage from this. Brad and Crank are going to take full damage, though. It's 10 points of damage, poison damage.
Damn.
As this Gnoll, who is just not looking great at all, just...
Is that per turn, or is that just
initially.
initially?
He vomits all over the three of you standing in front of him. Actually, that's going to hit his friend, too.
Yeah.
And that's going to fail. This guy.
Really... They hit both of them, or just this one?
It's the cone in front of him, so it's just that guy. Just just this guy.
Oh, okay.
Because this guy's over to the side. So.
Okay. Projectile.
Yep. Brad, you don't feel good at all. There's some.
Is it? You said it's 10. Is it 10? Just 10 damage.
Just
total.
10 damage total. Unfortunately, though, because of the nat 1, you're not going to be able to make a con save on this. You feel bad. Super bad. You feel that same feeling that you got before when your leg got hurt, but worse. Your stomach just does not feel great. You don't feel like you can move your limbs that well. Until you figure out what's going on with this, you've got disadvantage on your dex checks and your attack rolls.
Either invest in those potions of cure disease or something. Nasty.
What is it? Black dogs.
These leprous gnolls and their whatever disgusting nastiness they have.
Yeah. Crank doesn't seem to mind. He did seem to take a hit from that, but he just kind of shakes it off a little bit. Verna, it's your turn.
Things go. He has no brain left. He's not smart anymore. Alright. What's next? Next. Actually, Automaton would have taken no damage. It's immune to poison.
Well, there you go.
Forgot what it did. And what was the other attack? Was that considered? It did a vicious mockery. Is that psychic
Yes.
damage?
So
I'm not taking that either. Actually,
I kind of figured it was immune to that too. Verna,
I forgot about immunities. My bad.
Verna, it's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna move here.
Okay.
Is this guy in my
Which guy?
The big guy.
big guy?
No, not right now. Not from there.
He's not a 10x10 facing.
He is, but because of the brazier that's in between you two, you wouldn't be able to hit him unless you took out your gun. I mean, you could probably shoot him from there, but
Nah, I'm gonna attack this dude.
okay.
I'm gonna sneak attack.
All right.
Well, yeah. Let's see. Okay, Raper. See if that hits first. Doubt it.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, that's gonna miss.
Alright, then, Stealth between his legs.
All right. You pull out your rapier and try and stab at this knoll. He lifts his drum up, and you stab his drum. He just he looks over at you, just like, He kind of shake. You see all this green crap go all over the place.
Yeah.
It covers Crank. You kind of hide behind his leg, but as you see that, you also see the same green stuff like oozing out of Crank's armor. So you kind of back off as much as you can from Crank, and you're just kind of hiding behind the brazier bowl that's been tipped over now.
It's almost as if we could have avoided all this contamination.
Gross.
And just taken everything. And filled the cave. And let them starve to death.
Floor though. We don't want him behind us.
Let's see here. Let me see what this guy can do real quick. Not that. Not that. Yes, that. Okay. Okay. You see the knoll in the back corner, Verna and Crank. He just kind of does not look great. He's got like shards of glass sticking out of him. His feet are on fire right now. His robe is pretty much burnt to a crisp. Holds his little knoll claw up. You see this glob of green, yellow stuff forming in front of his hand, and he just goes, ha! He throws it at Crank, and Verna, you're gonna get hit by this too.
Say that again.
Verna's gonna get hit by this too. You have to make a dex save, Verna.
Chromatic orb poison.
Oh man, a dex save.
Casting acid splash.
Ah.
Crank's gonna fail. Okay, yeah, you're not gonna take anything from this apparently. Crank is though. Shit. You see this green glob just kind of as it sizzles on Crank's chest. You actually see Crank wince from the pain. You haven't seen Crank in pain before, and he just looks like this really hurt him. You managed to kind of duck out of the way slightly as some of the drips almost hit you, but you just move slightly to make sure that you don't get hit by it as well. But you can see that this really fucking hurt him for some reason. He's gonna do that again. I need to make another dex save. Yeah, yeah, that passes. He brings up the other hand and throws another glob of this stuff, seeing that it actually seemed to have some effect on this big metal man in front of him. It splashes again over Crank's chest. Crank drops down to one knee. If he could breathe, you would see him breathing very heavily right now. You managed to kind of get out of the way of some more of this acid that splashed on him again, but he is not looking good right now. Miri, it's your turn. Oh, actually, that knoll is still standing in fire. After it casts its spells, it looks down and finally...
Me smell burning feet.
How is he casting it twice? Oh. Sorcerer. Oh.
Can you move me? Attack range, the big mofo.
Yep. You want to move attack range in at the big guy?
At the big.
Okay, that will put you in.
Everything's still burning in this.
It is still burning. That'll put you in difficult terrain.
It's okay.
Actually, I don't think there's a space you can occupy with that right now.
If there's not a spot, that's fine. Put me as close as possible, then.
I can put you there.
Yes, very nice.
For the record, no, I'm not trying to kill Crank. You guys just haven't healed him.
Our druid and me are the only ones with healing spells, right? And he has potions. Would potions even work on him? Would a normal Q wounds work on him?
I cannot. No.
So how are we supposed to have healed him anyway?
What?
Anyway, that's no whisper.
Okay, I'm big guy.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Once more, this cold stare just peers through to Theodore. Theodore just kind of, he does like the double eye blink, you know, where one kind of lags behind the other. And he just kind of stares at you for a few seconds. And then he goes, "Wah!" And he runs back to the wall as far as he can get. He's just kind of cowering over in the corner again. And because of that movement, he's going to take another 5 points of damage from the fire on the ground. You want to do anything else?
Hold on, I want to ask you something real quick. I'm going to send a little texty thing.
Okay. Everyone, after you see this Knoll start cowering in the corner, who is just visibly on fire at this point, again, before, you know the nature of this spell, you've heard it cast before, but as you look back to Miri, this person you're still trying to figure out, who looked very beautiful before, is completely burnt in the face. You see these hollow, dead eyes just glaring with flames, staring at this thing. Skin charred and cracked from some kind of immolation. Probably those fears that you had before about this person being a little scarier than you thought. Probably true. Alright, Ellie, is that it for you?
Yeah, that'd be it for me.
Alright, Tombar.
A lot of options on the table right now. Can I occupy this space?
No. There wouldn't be enough space for you to fit. There's
And if I'm here, can I reach this one?
Yeah, if you're there, you could reach.
Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and do one of these little shifties.
Okay.
Little things, and push this dude into the fire.
Okay.
I'll reach up to. Hopefully he rolls poorly, because that wouldn't make a roll.
That he did. This guy just had his drum stabbed by some little person, and then this large thing just jumps down, clank, 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 boom, punches it, and it gets thrown into the flames. We'll take damage from that, from going in the fire. As this guy kind of rolls back on his back and just...
And then I will use your movement to get here.
Okay. Just kind of like, get out my way, bitch.
And yeah,
Okay. Let's see.
just not give him anywhere he can go.
This guy can't
But stay in that fire.
do anything. Brad is going to try and hit you with his spear. That's not going to do anything. He just... He's crying in pain at this point, trying to laugh, but just can't do it. As it stabs towards you, it misses. And it misses again. It just kind of seems to be stabbing the same place as you just kind of sidestep it and just shake your head in shame. This is sad. The other guy who's on his back now in the fire, he's going to take more damage from that now. And he is not looking good at all. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's going to do that again. It just cries. It's sitting there. Boom! Beats his drum and casts Thunderwave again. Everyone that's up here on this platform needs to make another con save or deck save. I forget which one.
I think it was a con save. But
Yeah, con save.
Do I need to roll one since I'm so close?
Yeah, you're in range too. Actually, the only person not getting hit by this will be Flint.
yeah.
Everybody's getting hit by it. That's a failure. That's a pass. That's a pass.
If his drum's got a hole in it?
I mean, as long as the drum part didn't get a hole in it. Just like the bottom part did.
Yeah, it was a Constitution save earlier, so for the Thunderwave for sure.
Okay, so Brad passed. Tomvar's automaton passed. Tonvar passed. Verna, you failed. Miri, you failed.
What's the damage?
Let's see. Okay. And it is 2d8. Everyone who did not pass takes 11 points of thunder damage, as this wave echoes out from this guy's drum again and just kind of smacks everybody off of this ledge. Miri, you're knocked back 10 feet. Verna, so are you. Verna, I need you to roll a dex save, actually.
You cut out the last part. What happened?
I need you to roll a dex save. Okay, that'll be enough. Miri, you get knocked back 10 feet. Verna, you get knocked back 10 feet as well. As you're flying through the air, you kind of feel yourself twisting, and you kind of turn your body to where you just kind of land your feet against this rock before you smack into it. And you keep yourself from taking any additional damage, since you got thrown off of that ledge.
All the other knolls.
All the other knolls. Let me get to them.
Okay. I want to see what kind of mess this just made.
You see the Knoll Sorcerer in the back. You see him get thrown back, and his head just gets crushed into his body as his entire form gets thrown into the wall.
Oh.
He is very dead.
Squish.
The other two just kind of like, what was the old commercial where the guy was sitting in the chair and like he was in front of the speakers and
Yeah.
you see their hair get blown back like that, like woo! They take a good hit from this, but they seem to be standing still, though they look like shit. You look at both of them, and they just got large chunks of flesh that are just falling off of them at this point.
They smell like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Some of it cooked, some of it not. A lot of it looking very diseased and very
what
nasty.
does that do to the fire in the area? Does that like extinguish it? Does it spread it? Like that's...
It's still just hot coals that are laying on the ground. It's not really fire per se, but they are getting nicely smoked.
This is gross.
It is Crank's turn.
Crank.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a break real quick, because I got AFK real quick. So about 5 minutes, and then we'll finish this up.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Cough.
Okay.
Can we? Tonight.
Yeah. Probably. Okay, Brad's back, Vernon's back. Flint's back. Okay. Stormbar back. I know Miri had to leave.
You know, they got a little issue going on in Final Fantasy right now, where, say, like you got a mule or an alt Moogle in your mark house, and it comes up Moogle, the bronze beds might need a certain da 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 da, right?
Yeah.
Well, says Moogle, or the Moogle says bronze beds might need a certain je ne sais quoi to your mark house, Kupo. Somehow they added French.
Je ne sais quoi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the Protector quest, actually.
I know, but I just thought it was weird that they would.
Well, I don't think that.
Never noticed that.
I don't think there was a trigger for it before. Like, there was no actual dialogue for it until you put the bed in there. So I think they did that to.
No. But why are they going from English to French?
I mean, it's a common term, kind of, that gets used in English too. I mean, if you're complaining about that, what about the Magian Moogle that talks in 9 different languages at once?
I'll listen to them.
Okay, anyway, everybody's back. So, yeah, you guys could get out of this zone, but you decided to kill all the gnolls. Crank is going to say, I'm done with this. He's going to cast Chromatic Orb. On big guy. Okay, 3d8. That's gonna be enough. You see Crank hold his arm up in front of this guy. Who is terrified at this point and just kind of staring, eyes wild, just... You can see tears glistening in his eyes. As Crank holds up his arm, this burning energy forming at the end of his wrist. He just looks at him and says, "And now you'll never exist in this world again." And you see this gout of flame burst forth as this orb of energy engulfs this poor Knoll. As he's charred to a crisp, you hear his screams echo out throughout the cavern. As his body falls down, diseased flesh now completely burned black. Metal just sticking to his skin. Flint, it's your turn.
Man, all the fun is gone. Shit. We'll move the there and cast that on Mary.
Okay.
Spell casting abilities, wisdom. Plus 4.
She turns around to look at you, and her face looks fine.
I thought she took 11 points of damage.
She did, but she does not look burnt anymore.
Yeah.
Her face looks like it did before, like she looks normal. She looks over at you and just says, "Thank you. It wasn't necessary, but thank you." So yeah, she takes... She got...
The damage she took from the thunder wave didn't he? I'm confused.
No, yeah, he healed that back, but before where she looked like she was burned, she... Yeah.
Why he was doing that.
No, I understand. I'm
Okay.
I'm flavoring things.
Gotcha.
Just give her 8 hit point.
Give her the 8 hit points and shut up, brah.
Let me world build, damn it.
But he's going to splash around the water.
Okay. He smells like wet hyena.
Very good.
Smells like dog balls and laughter.
Pull out a bar of soap and give it to him.
He's now foaming at the mouth. He ate the soap.
Oh no.
Brad, it's your turn.
I'm done. That's it.
Or, unless you're done, Tom or Flint.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, Brad, it's your turn.
I will do this.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to understand what's happening.
To yourself?
Yes.
Based on what you're feeling, you feel like your arms can't move very well. You feel like you've got some kind of disease, but you're not sure what it is exactly. It does feel very similar to what happened before whenever your leg got hurt.
Okay.
You're sick. You know for sure that you're sick, and you probably need to get somebody to look at it.
Is there fire in this pot?
There's still some hot coals in the pot, but it's flipped upside down right now.
Okay. I was gonna ask if I eat them, will it help me?
I don't know. I would say with that medicine check, no. You know that probably wouldn't do anything. Maybe if you had something in your stomach you were trying to cauterize, like your stomach had exploded or something, that might work, but...
Well, most of the time fire cleanses things.
Yeah, we've been cleansing the knolls with it all encounter.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, you just feel sick. As a matter of fact, as you're looking, some of your scales seem a little less shiny than they usually are. And you kind of start coughing a little bit. Small gouts of flame come up as you cough.
I'm key point, and I'm going to use that to attack this guy.
Okay.
And then an armored attack. One of these. Okay.
Yeah, you miss, unfortunately. Yeah, you don't feel good at all. You try and just kind of swing your nunchucks, or well, you just swing your fist, I guess, and it just kind of slaps him upside the face a little bit, and then all just looks at you like, "Stop it! No."
I don't think they could.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's. I'm done.
Okay, that guy's dead. Verna.
What is this thing I'm standing on top?
You can do an investigation, yeah.
Creative swords.
What?
Do
Creative weapons.
you can roll investigation on it. You see several swords and sharp weapons inside of it. They don't seem to be very fancy. They just seem like mass-produced weapons, probably made to kind of arm some kind of small militia.
Let's see. Can I? Is this guy still alive?
Which one is that? That guy? Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, roll to hit.
Let's see. I'm gonna pistol him. I mean, no, short bow.
Short bow. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll hit. Verna, you see this knoll that had just launched you back off of this platform. As you're flying through the air, you rebound off the rock, you pull your bow out, and before you hit the ground, you loose an arrow and do like a flip and land down, do the superhero pose, as you see the arrow fly into this thing's eyeball, and out the back of its head.
Nice. Oh, and can I stealth, or is that too many actions?
You can. Yeah, no stealth right now. Yeah, because you used your.
No problem.
Technically, an investigation you can't do unless you are a inquisitive as your cunning action. So I just gave that for you for now, but no more. Mainly because I'm trying to speed this up.
We lost Ellie. Oh, bummer.
Yeah, and she is going to level her crossbow. Which, if anybody wants to roll history on that crossbow again.
I think I've already recognized it, to be fair.
You didn't recognize it completely. You recognized the make of it, but you don't remember where you've seen it.
Okay. Probably not going to get much more info out of that one.
Still a very nice crossbow. Brad, you recognize this thing. You've heard that exact shot before. Whenever Tonvar and Jinx were working on that crossbow that they were building on the ship after Abram died.
So Brad knows.
Brad knows.
Before he can tell it.
Brad knows, but what Brad chooses to do,
Dying to a disease.
what Brad chooses to do with that information is up to him.
Yeah.
That is going to miss, unfortunately, though, and she just kind of and puts the crossbow away. Tonvar, it's your turn.
Well, I mean, my crossbow is broken. And yeah.
Gotta put some guns on that thing.
I need some sort of ranged weapon built
He
into
had
it. Yeah.
one. He did have one.
I had a crossbow of my own. Yeah. I need something ranged built into the automaton itself. So do I automatically take damage if I move into this square next to me, or?
Yes, moving through that through those hot coals, you automatically take damage from it.
Hmm.
Maybe you could throw a no corp.
Yeah, that was my next thought. Is like, what kind of improvised weapons can I pick up this dude and chuck him at this dude?
Yeah, you could.
Flaming Null Corpse.
Flaming Null Corpse.
Okay.
Yeah, you could roll. What the fuck?
That's what I'm gonna have to do then. I mean, what else am I gonna do?
What the fuck do I even do for this? Hang on.
That's an improvised
Flaming
weapon.
Null Corpse.
That's an improvised weapon. Okay, improvised ranged weapon.
Improvised weapon. Yeah.
Okay, improvised ranged weapon.
It'd be without or proficiency, so.
Yeah, you have no proficiency with it. It'll deal 1d4 damage, but since it's on fire, that'll do an additional 1d4 fire damage as well. So just roll to hit.
Okay, so that would probably just be a straight dex roll?
Just roll to hit. Roll a d20.
Or just roll the d20?
Yeah. Because you don't have any proficiency with it, so you don't get any kind of bonuses to it.
You just wouldn't get proficiency bonus if it was a man rank bonus in dex.
Hang on one second. Treat it as a. It says treat it as a regular improvised weapon, which will be treated as a club, so you add your strength to it then.
But I'm throwing it, not.
That's what it says.
So. Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would think Dex, but whatever, it hits.
Oh no, I didn't. I mean, yeah, we'll just go with that roll. It would be a 19 if he added in strength.
I mean, it hits either
I just
way.
rolled a flat d20.
It hits. Yeah. It hits either way. Roll a d4.
Okay. Plus strength or just straight?
Just a straight roll. Roll another d4.
Huh?
Roll another d4 since it's on fire. Okay. You pick up the corpse of this gnoll. You tell your automaton it reaches its big hand down into the hot coals and pulls up this charred gnoll corpse, and it kind of does like one of those whirlwind baseball pitches. And Brad, you feel this. Actually, you smell this charred wind that goes flying past your face as the other gnoll that's kind of crying in front of you gets clobbered by his friend. A shard of bone actually pierces his neck, and the momentum of him just throws him into the wall as he kind of just slumps down and succumbs to his wounds. He sits there just kind of smoldering next to his very well barbecued friend that just got launched into him. So I guess this guy's over here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, you've killed them all.
I've killed a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, the boss music has not been playing this entire time. Fuck! Oh well.
Yeah.
Alright, that ends combat. Crank just kind of drops down to one knee again, just... Oh, I hope that was worth it.
So how do we normally heal him? Like...
I mean, he can take heal spells.
Take, like, cure light wounds and stuff like that.
No, he can. He has organic parts inside of him.
Okay.
So
why
that's what he's about to do, actually.
Yeah.
He's going to open up one of his potions, and actually two of his potions, and it's only going to heal him for about 4, though. The red liquid just kind of drips down his faceplate. It kind of covers him on the inside. It washes some of that green crap off of him a little bit. Seems to be doing a little bit better, but his armor's still scarred up. He's not looking great right now. Brad, you're still feeling really bad. Your stomach is starting to turn. Definitely got to be something you ate. You just smell charred flesh around you right now. Flint, what do you...
How Brad any at all does it?
Nah, you can tell he's very sick, though. Same thing that he was seeing. You can tell that there is something that is weighing heavily on his body.
So if I do this, it'll do nothing for him.
He doesn't have any mushrooms or anything growing on him, so no. I mean, if he starts sprouting vines, then yeah, that would help, but no.
Okay. Which chest did Verna check?
This one. And actually, I gotta go because I gotta go to bed too. Stealthy stealth.
I mean, combat's
I'll see
over,
y'all.
so
Okay, cool. So I'll see you guys next week or tomorrow. I gotta go. Later.
Investigating that one right next to me. That moved too.
that one inside. What you find is several old pieces of jerky. You find some like old food and things that looks like it's been in here for quite some time, but it looks like they've been eating it. And the most interesting thing that you find is a small vial, and inside of it seem to be a couple of drops of green glowing liquid.
Hmm.
Insight to see if I know what this liquid is.
Roll Arcana.
Arcana?
Yep.
Okay.
Flint, there's some very bad stuff coming off of this vial.
Oh boy.
This feels like necromancy.
Oh boy.
Tonvar, you know for sure this is necromancy.
Tell me about.
Yeah, I'll have ritual.
Yeah.
Once we determine that there was something weird about it.
Yeah, you know for sure this is necromancy. It's just glowing like with this sickly green glow.
I say we grab whatever loot we can, put out the coals, and
Tomvar, you do also see something else on the body of the sorcerer, which is also glowing.
oh boy.
But you see something else that's glowing differently. I believe it is.
Some what?
You see a small something is glowing on the sorcerer that's a different color from its glow.
Okay. What do I find?
You find. Give me just a second here. This.
Oh. Interesting. It's glowing magic.
I believe it is abjuration. Hang on. Give me a second here. I'm not too familiar with the magic types, and because they get kind of funky. Divination, actually. It's divination magic.
Divination?
Yes. Miri sees that you pick up the stone. She is going to cast...
Okay.
Yeah, you recognize that it is a small runestone. It probably has some kind of use for a lock of some kind.
Hmm.
And Miri sees you pick up the stone. She casts Comprehend Languages, and she notes that the stone is written in Celestial.
What is the translation that she's able to?
It's actually there are smaller runes underneath the larger ones that you see. That look just like the ones that you saw on the levers near the crank statue.
Let's see, it's the sequence.
Yeah, she looks at it and she's like, I can't believe they're this fucking stupid.
Code written on a stone. Is that what we're seeing here?
She's like, yeah, it's up, up, down, up.
Well, we'll have to resolve that next week, I'm sure.
I mean, if y'all want. Okay. If y'all want, you can resolve it now.
I mean, if that's the last thing we have to do in this dungeon and we could just get it done, then I'm willing to do that.
I will say it is the last thing. You guys have killed the boss. There's not really anything left in here.
There's one chest that we got to look that I got killed trying to go for.
Yeah. I will say you can go find that chest if you want to look for it.
Okay. Can we just, if we just want to just wrap.
Yeah. We
and then gather all the gold, whatever. We'll
we can move. We can move from this map now. I will just move you guys back over to the world map, unless you guys just want to look at the prettiness.
Well, we'll just go do the thing and
for
see what happens.
You don't see.
Cautious about it.
Yeah, you don't see any traps. If you want to say you move cautiously, it'll take a little bit more time, just to be safe. Go ahead and roll an investigation check with advantage because you're being cautious.
Huh.
Okay. You see down at the end of this railway, both ends are blocked off by rocks, but you do see some of your own blood from underneath some of the rocks. And you do see a small chest of gold that is next to it.
Still looking for traps.
No traps that you can see.
Still looking for traps.
No traps that you can see.
Looking for a trap on the chest.
It's chest. It's full of gold. It's spilled.
It's gold.
It's
No
gold.
traps.
No traps.
I take the gold.
You get 200 gold.
Yay.
On the knolls, you do find they have their own. Who the hell is pinging like crazy?
I don't know. Well, that was on the ground and stuff. Yeah.
It's a yellow ping though.
Yellow thing.
Yeah, who's yellow?
Mine should be black.
That's weird. Anyway,
I'm just been thinking right here. It should be black.
Yeah,
it's black on my screen.
It's weird. It's yellow on mine.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I would say roll investigation on that just to see if you find anything there. Sorry, we got flooded with investigations from people.
Why did that double press? Okay.
Let me just roll treasure as a whole for this shit. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
DM's guide. Where'd that book go? Where'd that book go? There he is. Okay.
Well, I thought you dropped Oreos on the floor.
Oreos.
Who's got Oreos?
Very specific thing to a drop. I sense there's a story behind it.
Nah, it's a Verna's little thing.
No.
Okay. See if y'all got some good shit. Oh. Hot damn. What did y'all just get? I don't know if y'all need that yet or not. Hang on. I gotta look at something real quick.
No Tempest.
A treasure table. You're like, wait a
I don't want
I
this
got
to.
200 gold and a hyena and a broken leg. I'm good.
I don't. Hang on. Okay.
Maybe we can have it, just can't use it yet. Just put a level requirement on.
I guess depends on what it is that he first rolled.
Actually, okay. So there's 3 things here.
Rolls on the wrong table. The wrong table gives us a deck of many things.
No. No. No.
No. Artifacts of chaos magic?
I will turn this campaign around, young man. Okay, so there's a few things that you could get here.
Eye of Vecna then, okay. How about that?
There's a few things you could get here, and I'm trying to figure out which would be the best one for you.
Okay. Iron Hand of Vecna? Right there.
There we go, okay. In one of the crates. Hang on, let me check something else real quick. Okay, this will be the only thing you'll get. But it's good. So in one of the crates, you see 2 small stones that seem to be in a box.
Right, Detect Magic is still up, so...
I forgot what kind of magic these are.
Are they lodestones or sending stones?
They are sending stones. Though you're not supposed to know that without identify.
I know. I'm gonna try not to will identify them, but
Yeah, they are.
The type of magic.
They are sending stones, though. Yeah, sending stones come in pairs, with each smooth stone carved to match the other, so the pairing is easily recognized. While you touch one stone, you can use an action to cast the sending spell from it. The target is the bearer of the other stone. If no creature bears the other stone, you know that fact as soon as you see the stone and don't cast a spell. Once the sending is cast through the stones, they can't be used again until the next dawn. If one of the stones in a pair is destroyed, the other one becomes non-magical. So, you have a magical email system.
Yeah, or like walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, walkie-talkies, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, spend another 10 minutes to ritual cast on these as we're eventually. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Yeah. So you find out that they are sending stones.
Sweet. And then I guess we'll go do the puzzle. Like we just want to do this a little more ad hoc.
Well, we got to make sure we grab all that.
All the gold and everything too. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
well, the main
Oh,
thing
the
is the
weapons.
weapon.
Yeah, of course, the weapons.
Yeah, Miriam just look at all of you and say the weapons.
I mean that one without saying, I thought, but yeah.
Miriam and Crank are kind of in agreement that we need to get what we came in here for. So
Yeah, and then go.
yeah.
Sure.
So I'm going to assume that you can kind of lash that to your automaton, Tomvar, and just kind of drag it.
Yeah, if we need to do anything like super of some kind, not a cart, obviously, but like we can just make it a sled.
Yeah.
Lash everything to it and
I would say
drive.
go ahead and roll survival real quick just to see what you can throw together. Just with stuff that's in the area, unless you want to
Who's good at
use
survival.
Your tools.
Who's good at survival? Well, I'll fashion something, yeah, with tools if we want to take the time. Maybe one of those or one of those.
I'll help you out. Maybe not.
You find some broken sticks and things, Flint, that you could probably lash to try and make some runners for it. Nothing that'll make it run too smoothly. Yeah, Brad, you're feeling awful right now.
Yikes.
Yeah, so we'll just say for the sake of brevity that you managed to kind of fashion a makeshift sled and attach it to the back of the automaton to where you can just drag it through the halls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say no. Or if
Not with all those crates, I'm sure.
well, unless Tonvar wants to drag you, but then he would have to make a strength check to carry you and the weapons. Yeah, you hop on, no problem. You just you feel like, ugh, you just kind of collapse on top of the grate. Crank looks over at you just like, you don't look so good, man.
Hopefully there's a cleric in the town. I mean, there was the paladin that gave. Just need to make it back. We'll be all right, right?
Hopefully.
Wanna go push the buttons? Can we go?
Yeah, we can go push the buttons.
I like puzzles. I'm trying to do the puzzle the whole fucking time.
The puzzle that you've been trying to do this entire time, yeah. So you guys kind of
But what?
you navigate your way back through the cave. You have the crate of weapons with you this time. Since you identified the runestone as probably the key that's supposed to work with the giant Warforged statue that you found. Crank just kind of, as he walks up in front of it again, he's just like, I can't believe this.
Just like a statue of you, Crank. I mean, that's pretty weird, isn't it?
I'd never think I'd ever see anything even remotely close to my own kind, and now it's some of the history books that I read were unclear as to the fate of my people, if you can even call us that.
Senti, something special to either way.
So who wants to pull these
To
things?
me, anyway. Oh.
Oh, you know why Allie couldn't move himself?
Why?
Because his other character's in here.
Is it?
Off the map somewhere, off to the side, I think.
I don't think so. I've got Tonvar up at the top, but I don't have Jinx anywhere.
I'm standing right next to him.
I have control of Tonvar's too, so.
Where is it? Oh, it is. There's 3 of them. What are they doing in here?
Exactly.
Why are there 3? Oh, I think he put those in here. He might when he was trying to drag himself in here, he was trying to drag his character into the fight. And instead of dragging the token I had for him, he was pulling Jinx down.
I can't get through the walls, there's Tonvar. 3?
Yeah, I know.
Oh well. Right, Conrad will go flip the switches in his
Here we go. GM powers activate. Okay, there you go.
Yay. Switchy.
Okay.
Yay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Up, up, down, up. All the switches are in kind of a middle position. You push them to where they're supposed to be. You kind of hear a chunk, chunk, like metallic, kind of rusty clank every time you put one up, push one up. You do see that scorch mark that's underneath the hand that's outstretched over your head.
Here goes nothing.
Chunk! As you pull the final lever, you see the hand turn over your head. You look up and you see the spout that would probably douse you in flame. But instead the hand moves down to the side of the body of the statue. And down at the base, a small chest opens.
A chest?
Yep. Crank looks at it and he says, "That's amazing. I didn't."
What is it?
Nobody's ever had this kind of technology until now. For this to be underground here, this is incredible.
Oh, shit. Go take a look.
Inside of the chest, it's unlocked. You find quite a bit of money. You find 2,000 gold inside of it.
Holy balls. Okay.
And you also find a piece of paper.
What do we find?
A piece of paper.
Written in Celestial?
A small scroll that is rolled up, and when you unroll it, you see this.
What the fuck is this?
It says, "Shard Sequosil, so weary bon, so wampum sip tremble, e saltulu." And it signed the name Jinx.
Alrighty then.
Crank looks up, turns to look at Miri. He turns to look back down at the paper again. This doesn't make any sense. Somebody's got... I can't make any sense of it myself, but I think somebody has some explaining to do.
Let's go find Jinx.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You don't know.
Don't know.
I think it would be best if we let him talk to you himself.
Him. Okay.
You, Yeah, Brad's not doing good. He's kind of leaning up against the rocks.
Well, let's get him back to town. Hopefully get him some healing, and we'll discuss what needs to be done next.
Yeah, he's pressing matters at the moment. But we got to get this figured out, too.
There'll be time
Get
for
my
that,
leg
apparently.
fixed too.
Yeah.
I would really like to know why his name is written on an ancient piece of paper, written in Celestial.
What's the duration on the comprehend languages? That would Mary be able to tell us?
Mary would.
Would they be willing to?
Mary would not.
No. 1 minute. Yeah, it's been more than 1 minute. Anyway.
Yeah, it's been more than a minute, so.
And probably wouldn't be willing to anyway.
Well, she looks at all of you and says, I'm sorry. She's like, I could try and read it, but I feel tapped right now. I don't think I can do it.
Oh. Let's head home and rest. And find out what our next
Okay.
home. Back to town.
Well, back to
Town.
Seawell.
Yeah. Seawell, yeah.
Return the weapons to him. Do his curing stuff on Brad and me. And then
Yep.
take a rest.
Yep, that's the plan then.
Yep. We will say that.
Town for a long rest.
Yep. You guys finally move out of this cave. After you slaughtered all of his inhabitants and managed to find that which you came for, you make your way back to Seawell. Paladin, whose name I can't remember.
I can't remember his name. I think I can't remember his name right now either.
Such an important character.
So bad. So bad, yeah.
It's bad because you really...
2,200 gold richer?
Yep, 22. Well, yeah. That you know of.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know about the extra gold. Verna.
Walter Blaywalker, yeah. As you walk back into town, crate of weapons in tow, Walter greets you. He just says, "Oh, awesome! You guys found them!"
Yeah, at the risk of the disease knolls and who needs
What's wrong with him?
to?
Oh my god!
My leg isn't that bad. Just needs to be set correctly.
Talking about the one that's got some sort of whatever that was, some sort of necrotic disease.
He looks at all of you. He sees Crank just dented all over the place. He sees Tonvar, who's scratched to hell with nursing a broken leg. He sees Brad, whose scale color is shifting, and just, what the hell happened in that cave?
Why the gnolls are down here and they're so sickly.
Well, yeah, we got a lot to talk about then. Did you guys meet up with that woman?
Zombie plague to the north? Possibly.
Did you guys meet up with that woman?
She's right here.
No, she's not.
She disappeared on the way back.
There's just the 5 of you.
Woman? What woman?
There was a woman that I'd sent. She said she wanted to help. Said she'd take a small cut from the pay if she went and gave you guys some assistance.
No. Any woman.
Huh.
Ran into a bunch of gnolls. They told us that about a possible zombie plague up in Doveport.
Zombies.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good.
No.
But if it was zombies, then our men should have been able to handle it.
No, these are more than just zombie. It's bad juju. Something to do with this as I pull out the necromancer vial out of my pouch.
takes it and kind of
him.
sniffs it a little bit. Oh gods! The hell is that stuff?
We found it, but it could possibly be a source of the problems that are happening to the Knolls and up north.
If people are getting infected, that would make sense as to why the Knolls are moving down south this way. If it's undead, though, I mean, all of our guards were trained paladins of Voldona. They shouldn't have had any problem. I feel like there's something else at stake here. Something else is going on. Tell you what, we'll talk about it more in the end. You guys can get a good night's rest, and then we'll see about sending you off in the morning.
Hey, you rid of this shit or not?
I mean, I could try.
Please knock yourself out.
At least try. Brad belches up another gout of flame while coughing.
Give me 1 second here. Yeah, we'll just say he'll use lay on hands again. He'll just say to you, Brad, just come here and let me see it real quick. And he'll kind of take his hand. It starts glowing with this holy light. He kind of places it on your chest. As he does so, you kind of and you cough up this green lump. As it lands on the ground, it kind of pulses and then just quivers and then just kind of dissipates. He just looks at it. Oh God, that was nasty.
You don't even know the half of it.
Well. All right, let's get you boys some good rest. We'll put you up in the inn for tonight, and then we'll see about sending you out in the morning. We got a lot to discuss, I think. And with that, we will end it here.
Don't say it. No.
No.
Where is it? Before you say that.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. As you guys go in, you're put up for the night. Brad, you set up for your brewing stand for the evening to try and make some stuff for the next day. You end up making it quite easily. These hardy brews are not that hard for you to make at this point. You feel like you're getting a good handle on it. I think this is your third time making them, right? Yeah. So they are now 3d4.
Okay, yeah, no.
Okay. And with that, we will end for the evening.
Yeah,